Okay.
You had mentioned something about a parking waiver that's possible. I mean, obviously, we get the site plan, we could decide whether to do that or not, but why would we recommend that in maybe one of the hardest places to park in Altoona?
Well, one thing to keep in mind is that the statewide RSIS standards are really quite high. So it's 1.8 spaces for a one-bedroom unit, 2 spaces for a two-bedroom unit, 2.1 spaces for a three-bedroom unit. There's recent parking studies. In fact, John Korak here undertook that analysis of recently completed multifamily projects in town, and those were showing a demand of roughly 1.1 spaces per unit. So the actual demand that we're seeing for parking is significantly less than RSIS, and that's something that the board can evaluate as part of that.
When it comes to site plan, we could decide that we can oversubscribe on that corner because I don't want any guests to go to that 6-story apartment building and have to worry about parking on the street where there's already no parking, right?
The board will have the ability to evaluate any requests for less than RSIS parking.
Or more than
That's right.
RSI.
More is something that they could do. They're permitted to provide more.
Well, we can't require it.
But if they want to go
That's what
less,
I was asking.
No, you're asking, so the answer is you can't require it, but we do it as a trade-off for something else. So if there's something else that they want, we say, well, give us 20 more spots, then we'll give you that.
I believe today we're on the board, the board secretary sent out the Stonefield traffic study that we did townwide, where we came out to 1.1 spots.
Again, you know,
Oh, it's different
if
in each
you're
site.
asking it here,
I just want to make sure you got it. No, I just want to make sure you got it. That was all. No, your point is valid. That's a corner where, from a guest point of view, there isn't anywhere else to go. No, I just want to make sure you got it.
We'll be able to comment further on anything less than what?
anything less than RSIS, so for a one-bedroom unit, anything less than 1.8 spaces per unit, so, which is a lot of parking, but they'll be asking the board for an exception from those requirements to the extent that their parking supply is less than RSIS, and the
So
board
what-
can make that
Do we
determination
have an
as to
idea
whether.
of how many units this thing is requiring, like?
I don't recall from their concept plan the total yield on site. I know that there's, based on the concept plans, there is, as consistent with the prior zoning board approval for the site, a below-grade parking component. So there are 2 or 3 levels of structured parking anticipated as part of this project. So there's a significant off-street parking supply. I don't know exactly what the ratio will be.
I don't know if there's anybody here from that applicant, or if anything wants to get back to that applicant, but parking is gonna be a serious consideration. So I would say that something they should consider in advance.
Sure.
So if you're gonna have.
I'll take that back, I'll mention. I know at one point we thought there was too much parking, and because our buildings are showing too much parking, but I'll take it back and,
Well,
In
there's two
that
spots.
location, you can't have too much parking.
It's a dead corner, and crossing the street going out to park elsewhere is not a good thing, so it has to be there. So better off if they're on the higher side and have a couple extra spots, than if they're tight and have a couple less.
By the way, I might, and it's probably completely, can't even ask them to do it, give me one level of parking and put meters on it and make the money on it.
can I comment on that, if you don't mind? So this is a project, because it's an AINR, that we are contemplating doing a pilot, and the part of what the towns may be asking for is to build the parking lot, which is on State Street, east of Terrace Circle, which is across from the vacant lot of 100 State Street. It's a 45-car parking spot. that the developer of 100 State Street was supposed to build on his site, when he was building his site as a trade-off, and it's not, that project hasn't started. So as part of a pilot, we'll be contemplating and doing a financial study of if he builds that site for us, what does that look in a pilot? So that's exactly what we intend to do. I say intend because we're not at that stage yet.
Right.
But there's, if we have votes here to make the motion to confirm to the council that ordinance number 49, 2022 is in accordance with the master plan, if I phrased that right, Mr. Attorney.
I'll second.
The redevelopment plan, that would be ordinance 492-2022 has been reviewed by this board, and the redevelopment plan has been found to be consistent with the master plan, correct?
If I can say, speak into the mic and
Yeah,
speak a
no
little
problem.
clearer for me, please.
It's a finding by the board that ordinance 49202, which is reviewing the redevelopment plan for 140 State Street, that's block 5004, lot 1, is consistent with the master plan of the township's TNEC and its amendments.
So moved.
Seconded by Mr. Zamek. Mr. Zamek, is that you second?
Chairman
Roll
Bott?
call.
Yep. Mr. Thompson?
Yes.
Ms. Ramos Reiner?
Yes.
Mr. Schwartz?
Yes.
Mr. Parker?
Yes.
Mr. Zamek?
Yes.
Mr. Rowe?
Yes.
Mr. Green?
Yes.
Chairman Potter?
Yes. Okay, excited, look forward to seeing that coming back.